Welcome to Greetings from Vernon. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We're coming to you all episode from Great Gorge at Mountain Creek, the golf course. For you old-time Vernon people, it's right next to the old Playboy Club in Americana. But new owners, Jeff Kaufman and the Kaufman family, excited about getting this golf course back to where it used to be. And later on in the show, we're going to speak to General Manager here, Brad Sparta, who actually got his career in golf management here back as a laborer back in the late 80s. We're going to talk about this great course and how it's one of the jewels of the town and one of the jewels of Sussex County when it comes to golf. But we're going to lead off tonight's show with a story on Tony Mazzarino. Now, if you watched last month's Greetings from Vernon, we did a story on Tony being put in the Vernon Township School District Hall of Fame, former superintendent and business administrator, great guy. But here's something you might not know about Tony, so we saved the story for this month. He does a great job raising dogs to become seeing-eye dogs. He takes the puppies, gets them trained, and it's just such a good thing he does and a great cause. And I'll let Tony tell you what he does to get these dogs to become terrific seeing-eye dogs.
Our job as puppy raisers is to, first of all, foster the dog, raise the dog from 7 weeks. All the dogs are delivered at 7 weeks to the puppy raisers. This is our 14th dog. So what our job is to basically be very, very consistent with our training, whoever is living in the household, to follow the basic commands. The dog sleeps at the end of the bed in the evening, tethered to the bed, just so they get used to that spot, but you also are aware of where the dog is in the event of a blind person knowing where that animal is when you get up in the morning. So we keep track of their training, basic commands that you could use for pets: sit, stand, down, rest. A very basic command of rest, putting your hand out that a blind person could handle, so that there's that consistency and they don't have to retrain the dog with those basic items when they go back. There is a high, I would say, rejection rate, for lack of a better word, within the program for the safety of the dog and also for the well-being of the sight-impaired person, so that they don't have a dog that might not make it through their natural life of working as a seeing-eye dog. And those dogs then, if they are not successful in the program, they're repurposed generally to perhaps a therapy dog, a canine program, search and rescue type thing. Or if those don't pan out, depending on why the dog wasn't able to meet the seeing eye standards, then they would possibly ask the puppy raiser if they wanted that dog. And in some cases too, the dogs are up for adoption. If at that end of that road, if the puppy raiser does not want the dog back, then they're up for adoption, and the seeing eye handles that with people that are going to get still a very, very good dog. This is our 14th dog, Apollo, and we've been doing this now probably for about 17, 18 years. Our younger daughter, Kayla, started it many years ago when she was 12, I think, just to get a dog. And we said, go research seeing eye. So we had our first dog, Collins, and that one we ended up adopting him. He didn't make it. He had a blood disorder, but was a very, very good, docile dog. And Kayla went on to school, and we just kept on raising seeing eye dogs. It's a good hobby for my wife and I.
And just talk about, is there a shortage? They always need dogs, because obviously it's such a valuable asset.
They're always interested. Seeing Eye in Morristown is always interested in obtaining new puppy raisers, because some folks try it once or twice, and then either the children go off to school or the adults are just not interested in raising another puppy. So not everyone raises 10, 12, 15 dogs. So the Seeing Eye is always interested in gaining new puppy raisers. And it can be families with young children, no children, could be just adults, all mixes. You can have pets in the house, dogs, cats, other pets, because that's another behavior a characteristic that we keep track of as puppy raisers. How do dogs react to other pets in the house, other pets on a walk, other dogs on a walk, other animals entering the house? Those kind of things we have to keep track of. And we give the Seeing Eye feedback in the form of online surveys 2 or 3 times a year, so that when the dog goes back to Morristown, the trainers there will be have a little heads up on what to expect from some of these puppies.
Now, if someone's seeing this and wants to get involved, who would they contact? Is there a website, phone number, anything that you can tell us?
Yeah, the best way would be to look up that Morristown Seeing Eye, the Seeing Eye website. I believe it's seeingeye.org on the website, and then that'll give you the contact information for adopting dogs and also how to become a puppy raiser.
Boy, Tony Mascherino, what a great guy. He's retired, but he's busier than people that I know that work. He's a great asset to the town. We thank him for everything he does. And as we go to break, I want to thank the Vernon Township Education Association, the local teachers union. School's going to be opening up so soon, and they do a great job, and they believe what we do here on Greetings from Vernon, all positive stories about Vernon. We'll have more here on Greetings from Vernon right after these messages. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to Greetings from Vernon. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We've been coming to you all episode long from Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. We've been talking about this great golf course. Well, now we're going to sit down with Brad Sparta, the general manager here, and he's going to tell you about all the great things this course has to offer.
Mountain Creek re-attained the golf course back in August of last year. We had a staff here on property. We started cleaning it up right away. And by end of November, we had everything down to playing heights, and we were able to open up May 2nd of this year.
How big of a challenge was that? Because I know this was kind of left unkept.
Yeah, it was pretty daunting. There's many days I drove around the golf course and I said to myself, I don't know what I'm doing here, trying to get this job under control. But it was a lot of fun. We saw a lot of progress every single day, which is something you don't see on a golf course. And it was very rewarding for myself and the staff that we had working here at the time.
Now, you're a longtime Vernon guy, so am I. This used to be the jewel of the town, the golf course and everything. How important is it to you as a Vernon resident and employee of Mountain Creek to get this back to where it used to be?
Oh, it's huge, Dan. Like you said, as a taxpayers town, we want to see places like this survive, and the Kaufmans do as well. A little history for me, I started working on this property in 1989 as a laborer, just mowing greens. So I have a very strong attachment to this golf course, a lot of sentimental value here for me as well. So I want to see it survive not only as a taxpayer, but very selfishly for me as well, just for my history here.
Just explain to everyone what's here. I know you had the 3 courses back in the day. What's new here, and just give everyone a kind of an idea of the layout.
Sure. We still have the 27 holes that are operational, which is Lake, Quarry, and Rail. We keep 1-9 closed each week so we can go ahead and do some rehab work on it. We have redone some bunkers already on the golf course, and that's going to continue as well. The Kaufmans have plans for some major investments here in the future to bring it up beyond what it was when it was back in its heyday. Back during Playboy days and Americana days, this was the crown jewel of the county, and we wanted to rise it above everything else in the future here also.
Obviously, not just golf, a beautiful pro shop, a restaurant, bar. Tell everyone about that and what you have to offer.
Yeah, in the springtime, they came in and did some renovation work on the clubhouse. They redid the clubhouse, the pro shop area, new carpeting, paint, new countertop. The restaurant is basically all brand new. Kind of gives you a mine shaft feel in there. It's some pretty neat rough cut wood on the walls, and we extended the bar where there used to be maybe 6 seats. There's probably about 25 seats around the bar now. The food itself is phenomenal. It's very affordable as well. You can go in here after your round and have a burger and a beer for probably $12 or $13.
Now, we were talking off camera. Every month, more golfers come out. You had 300, I think you said, in March, and then you're approaching 2,000. Talk about getting the word out.
Yeah, we've been relying on the word of mouth right now since we've opened up in May. We've grown exponentially every single month. We're going to start doing some advertising. We did some on SUS this past week with our Tri-State for Less, which was a home run. And we're doing some with the New Jersey State Golf Association as well. We have a Sussex County card that's available for Sussex County residents, and we also have a semi-private membership that's available for people as well. It's very affordable.
And if people want to get involved and join, I know it's a public course, but you can also have memberships as well. Explain that to everyone. That's kind of a hybrid.
Yeah, we want to turn it into a semi-private golf course where we're going to eventually, hopefully, have just member tee times on the weekends up until about 11 or 12. The membership deal that we're offering right now is $1,500, and that gets you golf until the end of the year. There's discounts on merchandise, food, guests, but the key is if you get in before August 31st, we'll have a 25% discount off of next year's fee, which is probably going to be in the $3,000 range. So you'll get $750 off of that down to $2,250. So, for a full season of golf, unlimited golf, that's a pretty good deal.
Now, how exciting is this for you? You've been part of this business for, I think you said 28 years, and you're now, running this. How for you? This has got to be a great thing for you, considering you grew up in town and worked here as a laborer.
Yeah, it's been a real joy. To see the rounds grow month over month like it's been going just by word of mouth. Everybody comes here, loves this place, and they're glad it's back. We had people that used to play here over 20 years ago here yesterday, and when he got done playing, they're like, we're going to come back next Wednesday. And it's just great to hear those stories. The biggest drawback we've had is just everybody doesn't know we're open yet. So once we get that word out we're open, I'm sure we'll be slamming.
And if you want to give everyone the phone number or web address, how they can get a hold of you?
Sure, our phone number is 973-846-8692. Our website is www.greatgorgemc.com. You can do online tee times there. We're also on Golf Now as well. Call for a tee time. We get a lot of calls in the pro shop, and we like to give that personalized service to people when they call for tee time. So you're more than welcome to call for them as well.
All right. Brad's a longtime resident of town. His family's had his roots here back. Who knows how long they've been here. He worked here as a kid. His dad was the athletic director at Vernon for many years. He's on the board of ed. He's a Vernon guy through and through, and he wants this course to be successful like it was years ago. So, folks, check him out. Check it out here at the Great Golf here at Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. We'll have more here on Greetings for Vernon right after these messages here on mugsmedia.com. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to Greetings for Vernon. I'm your host, Dan Cleary, coming to you all episode long from the beautiful golf course here in town, Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. Yes, Mountain Creek, the Copeland family bought the golf course, and they're getting it in shape. Brad Sparta and his staff here doing a great job. If you're a golfer, folks, and you remember back in the day when this was the best place to come to, it's now again. Come back, play some golf, get some food at the restaurant. Just a great place to be. Well, every year, for the last 2 years, the Vernon PAL, in coordination with the Vernon Police Department, they run a Junior Police Cadet Academy. What's that? Well, they get middle schoolers, and they run them through a camp, show them all the aspects of police enforcement, law enforcement, I should say. They do a mock trial. They get to see the Office of Emergency Management Services comes over. Just a lot of interesting things. They do physical training, and it just gets them in the mindset of what the local police are all about. And we have a story on that Junior Police Academy Cadets program.
The chief and I met about 3 years ago, and we were trying to come up with different ways that we can get involved with the kids in our community. And one of the things we came up with was a Junior Police Academy. We took it to the mayor and to the township council. We presented it as part of our budget. We got full support from them. And last year we were able to do our first Junior Police Academy. So this year is actually our second Junior Police Academy. And we're real proud of it. We have 15 kids this year. They're kids that are going into 6th or 7th grade, and they live in Vernon Township.
Take us through a typical day. I know there's to be different activities each day. It's a 5-day event.
Sure. Every day starts the same. It starts at 8 a.m. We march in. We line up in formation. Then we start PT, which is our physical training. We do about 1 hour of physical training. After about an hour of physical training, then we come in, we give them a break. They do marching in formation. They salute the flag. They do their core values. Then they say the Pledge of Allegiance. After all that, we come in, and between 10 a.m. and noon, we have different guests, special guests each day. On Monday, we actually took them up. We did a mock court trial in the Vernon Court, which they loved. We also did a police station tour. On Tuesday, Sergeant Melissa Brown of the State Park Police came, and Melissa did an awesome K-9 demonstration for us. She did a couple of search and rescue demonstrations with the kids. They actually got to go out, run their own tracks, and then they watched how the dogs searched them out. On Wednesday, we went to Maple Grange Park, and at Maple Grange Park on Wednesday, the Vernon Fire Department came with the rescue truck. The Glenwood Pochuck Ambulance Squad came, and also the Atlantic Ambulance Medevac landed for us. So the kids, it was a really good treat for them. Not only did they see the Medevac land and take off, but the crew was awesome. They let them actually get inside the Medevac. The kids had an awesome experience. And then yesterday, Thursday, we had the Sussex County Sheriff's Department, the deputy OEM coordinators came over with the Incident Command Center. It's like an oversized SUV mobile home, pretty much, that's converted. And it's really cool to see. So they got to see exactly how an incident command is handled, and they went over all that with them.
And today's the last day, graduation. That's a special day for the kids.
It is. It's really special. All the kids get to invite their parents, their grandparents, their brothers, sisters, any of their friends. They come down, they get to watch the march in formation. They see what they learned all week. It's a really nice presentation for the parents.
How big is this to have the community involvement with these youngsters to show, police these days and the mass media sometimes don't get the right story out there and they get the short end of the stick. But here in Vernon, everyone's very supportive. How important is it for these kids to learn at a young age that the police are there for them? They're not against them.
You know what? I actually think it's very critical. And that was one of the things the chief and I discussed a couple years ago, was looking for different ways to get involved with the kids in our community. We have the drug epidemics that touches everywhere. We're not immune from that, definitely in Vernon Township. We're looking for different ways for the kids to know that they could trust the police, that we're their friends, and they could come to us for help for anything. They see us in the schools. We're very involved in the school system. We have school resource officers that work all school year long. But we just wanted to do something extra to let them know that we're here for them and to show them what it is to be a police officer for a week.
And just talk about although it's 5 days, it's 5 days continuous. These kids are taught discipline, self-respect, and respect for others. How important is that to instill that in the kids? Because you know what, when they walk out of here, they're not going to forget that.
That's absolutely true. And one of the lessons we went over, which was a perfect example, was during our mock court trial on Monday, was I explained honesty, how important it is to be honest, especially as a police officer. Your reputation is everything. And if, people in the community can't trust their police officers, you have a major problem. So we really drove that home this week with the kids, and we wanted them to see what it was like, what we do every day, and why we preach safety, teamwork, honesty, integrity, and motivation. Without any motivation, nothing's going to get done.
And if someone sees this and they say, you know what, I think this would be great for my child next year, how would they go about signing up? I know registration is usually in spring.
It's actually late spring, sometime around the end of May, beginning of June. We put it out on our Facebook. This year I'm going to ask the superintendent if they'll put it out in the digital backpack. I think that's going to help us to get our numbers up. We could take up to a maximum of 40 kids. Last year we had 19, this year we have 15. I'd love to get somewhere near that 40 mark.
We'll have more here on Greetings for Vernon right after these messages here on mugsmedia.com. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to Greetings for Vernon. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. Well, it's back to school time. It's going to be here before you know it, a couple of weeks away. A major thing that Vernon did this year, they realigned their schools. Some teachers were moved from different schools to another. We're going to let the administration from Vernon tell you all about the realignment and how it will affect you.
Hi folks, Chuck McKay here, Assistant Superintendent of Schools in the Vernon Township School District. Today we'd like to talk about the reconfiguration that's going on in Vernon. The school system basically is looking at a decrease in enrollment, and we were very much interested in saving the school buildings so that we had 6 school buildings. So what we have done is we've moved our offices from the Board of Ed office over to Walnut Ridge. So I'm greeting you from Walnut Ridge. We're here with Mr. Steve Kepnes, who is the business administrator for our school district and has been responsible for much of the work that has gone into the reconfiguration between the school buildings. So I'm here with Steve, and we're here to talk about some of the things that we're going to do and have done in the past 6 months to reconfigure the district.
The reconfiguration in terms of moving started as soon as the teachers left, and we really have to thank the teachers who did an outstanding job in terms of preparing their classrooms for the move. Boxes were packed, marked, labels were put on everything, and we weren't sure how long it would take to move each building. We came up with a schedule where in order to be ready for September, each of the buildings had to be moved within a 2-week period of time, and that would take us till about the middle of August. We were very surprised because by the end of June, we were about 85% done with the move, which allowed us to really have our custodial staff tend to the rooms as they normally do over the summer and really take their time to get things into the classrooms. And again, I want to thank the teachers because they've been throughout various classrooms all summer long, unpacking, preparing their classrooms, and doing the best they can to get ready for our students.
So here we are at the end of August, and most of the things that we needed to get done have been done. The last piece will be moving the last couple of offices from the Board of Ed building. Now, people who have driven by the Board of Ed building and the Route 94 building have seen the for sale signs, and that was the whole idea behind this, was the sale of those two buildings, consolidating in this building, keeping students also in this building, so you have a building that's bifurcated by doors, so you have the children on one side and the administration on the other, and then you have the reconfiguration as the buildings move through the district. The high school stays the same. Glen Meadow gains a grade. They're now 6, 7, and 8. Lounsbury is now 4 and 5 with a new playground established. Rolling Hills with its new fence and its playground is now 2, 3, and then of course K1 over in Cedar Mountain. So the key piece is that we have all of our students in wonderful new buildings and places, and our wonderful teachers and our caring administrators have taken care of almost everything that needs to be done for this reconfiguration. It has been a huge project, and my thanks to Mr. Kepnes and Mr. DiBenedetto for all of their hard work on this, to all of our custodial staff, to anyone who has worked in maintenance, and including 4 young men from our new CFM program who are part of the moving and logistics. It has been a major move. For anyone who's ever moved out of a house, multiply that by 100, and you know what we've been doing this past summer with the reconfiguration.
The final holdup in terms of getting the board office staff over to Walnut Ridge is we didn't want to move prior to our audit. The auditors come in every summer for about a 2-week period of time. That will end today. And then next week, the business folks in the board office will be packing, and hopefully we're over here by the end of next week. And lastly, maintenance will have to come over here and potentially rerun network cabling for telephones, computers, printers, so that we can function as an office space.
One of the final things with all of these moves is the fact that there is, in any move, concerns about children and safety. And one of the things that we have made as a first point of view for all of us is to make sure our children are safe and they're in great classrooms with wonderful teachers. That has been accomplished thanks to the work of the people next to me and the people in this district, and we look forward to a great 2017-2018 school year.
Well, with shrinking enrollment, folks, things have to be done. Sometimes, people might not like it, but you have to attack these problems, and the administration and the school board here in Vernon are on top of it, and they'll get it done. We'll have more here on Greetings from Vernon right after these messages here on mugsmedia.com. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. Welcome back to Greetings from Vernon. I'm your host, Dan Cleary, as we come to you from Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. Beautiful 27-hole golf course. You got to come out here and check it out, folks. It's a great place. Well, staying with the theme of back to school, Chromebooks, I didn't even know what a Chromebook was until a couple of years ago. But the kids now from grades 4 through 12 in Vernon will have them. Pretty darn impressive. And we spoke to the administration and the officials at Vernon about this program of getting the Chromebooks into the students' hands.
Hi folks, I'm here today with Matt Shea to talk about an initiative at the high school in Vernon that we have put together in the last couple of months. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our students from grades 4 through 8 all have Chromebooks for their daily usage in the classroom, and for the high school students, it may extend even beyond the school day. The idea simply is, in this generation of technology advanced students, we want to make sure they're equipped with the best possible equipment. So I have Matt Shea with me today to talk about the new initiative up at the high school.
Hi folks. So as Dr. McKay alluded to, we now have Chromebooks for 4th through 12th grade. We started this initiative about 4 years ago, and at one point we were only adding a grade at a time. We accelerated a little bit, so last year we were 4th through 9th grade, And after talking with the administration, we decided, you know what, let's just go for it. So we bought 800 more Chromebooks. So here are the nice new lovely Chromebooks. We've been getting them ready all summer. So this year at Vernon Township School District, we'll have 2,176 Chromebooks in the hands of all of our students. At the high school, we're having some discussions now to talk about having students take them home to use them at home. If they have a device at home, they don't have to take them home, they can leave them, but that's a conversation with the teachers, with the administration. But we're really excited to be able to offer this opportunity to integrate technology in the classroom for all of our kids. Now with that said, there comes a lot of training. We have 100 teachers at the high school, and about 2/3 of those have never seen Chromebooks before. So we've been doing a lot of training. We actually started in April and May. We have next week, we have some what we call our University Week. So we have our tech camp where we have 24 different workshops. We have teachers from 17 different school districts are invited to come out. We have a keynote speaker, Kevin Jarrett, who's a leader in the EdCamp movement. So it's going to be a great day for learning. We're putting on a Google Certified Teacher workshop next week. So 25 of our teachers are going to get Google Certified next week. So we do, there's a bunch of preparation. You know, we don't just buy 800 Chromebooks for the high school and everything works out great. You know, the teachers have a lot of learning to do for themselves. And we're lucky that the teachers are coming out in the summertime to try to learn a lot of this. And then on the first few days of school, we're doing even more training. It's really nonstop. But we're really excited to offer the opportunity to the students, to the teachers. It's just a great way to learn for our students.
This last piece, the high school, signals the end of a 5-year program that was introduced by Matt Shea in order to make sure that we had Chromebooks in the hands of all of our students. A lot of our teachers are on board and are using some of the Chromebooks already in the classroom. The advances that come with some of the programs that we can do in the classroom are amazing. So there's a lot of change that has happened in our district, and the Chromebook becomes sort of the symbol of that change. But we're here to thank our teachers, and we're here to thank our administrators, and of course Matt, the wonderful IT team that he has put together for all of their hard work with the Chromebook initiative. We're very lucky to have all of this, and we thank the people, our taxpayers, for the support of this program as we move forward in the 21st century.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap up this edition of Greetings from Vernon as we come to you from beautiful Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. Again, folks, come back. Brad Sparta and his staff have made this place the crown jewel of golf once again. It's reasonable, great food. Afterwards, you can get a nice dinner, get something to drink, enjoy yourself, and stay in town. You don't have to travel around the county or leave the county. You could play golf here. If you want a golf outing, call the guys here at the Pro Shop, set it up. You want your charity outing here, or if you want to have a golf league, this is the place to be. So I hope you enjoyed this edition of Greetings from Vernon. Again, schools will be open. Be safe. The kids are out there, the little ones. Watch them out. Watch out for them at the bus stops. Make sure you obey all the rules when the buses stop. Don't try to pass them. The schools will be open, and it'll be fall. And fall here in Vernon is one of the most beautiful times of the year with the beautiful fall foliage. So check out and take advantage of everything Vernon has to offer, especially September 9th. They will be having the Chamber of Commerce will have their Main Street Festival. They shut down Main Street. They have all the vendors out there, so it's a good time. So that'll wrap it up here from Great Gorge at Mountain Creek. I'm your host, Dan Cleary. We'll see you again soon on mugsmedia.com. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve. United Water is now Suez, safe, clean water for the communities they serve.